Hey everybody, so we had a couple questions about people asking about how you use Thermofax screens. So I thought I'd show you some examples and then do a real quick tutorial. So this is one that's decorating this book here. I've got a couple in here. The other thing I did with it was create a little stuffy. I just kind of screened it on this plain muslin and then made a little stuffy out of it. And it goes in, if I can get this book unwrapped, so you can see it goes in this little pocket here. It's kind of a little beach celebration book. And I've used a couple different screens in this book. There's one that's on a little zip bag, and the rest I don't have made into things. I use them all the time in different collages. So this is one that was screened in black and then colored in with Copic markers. The same with these leaves, they were colored with Copic markers. Anything you can use to color on fabric you can use. This is just an example of printing in white on a lighter fabric. I think this is pretty fun. I haven't cut it up yet to do something with it. There's different colors of paint kind of mixed in at the same time, and I'll show you that. It's another leaf with Copic markers. And here's one that's just kind of all over on a messy background, and it's really just a sample of how to overprint. This is an actual picture that someone, Lori Longberry made for my, for a class she was teaching. So she created masks, so for the different cactus, so that she could overprint them on top of each other. It's a little roadrunner there, and this is the simple roadrunner. I love these cute little things. So you can just about anything you can think of to do with them. This is one where I was printing the same screen over each other to create even more texture. I love using them for texture backgrounds. This is a fun one. This is the I think the medium-sized dragonfly that I printed on with gray paint, and then I used that design to thread paint over it with metallic thread. So it looks like you can't really see the paint because it blended in with the greens, so it looks like I'm a stitch genius. And here's just some general printing. Let me see what here, you can print two together. This is using two colors of paint at the same time. And here's some samples on paper. You can print on paper. This was using green and gold together. And this was a little bit watered down paint. So you can do so much with it. You can use it with just about any technique you can think of. And I will get you guys access to my videos that go into more details about the different techniques. So a Thermofax screen is a screen for screen printing. It's made with a Thermofax machine, which is old school technology, and I'll put a picture in the text below so that you can see. They're really hard to find now because the tattoo artists use them because the screens can mold to your skin. Oops, sorry, jiggled the camera. So that they can get the outline of their design onto the skin easily. I'm just showing you two different small ones. I have a whole bunch of different ones that I offer. So with the paint, you want to use a thick paint on these. You do not want to use a fluid acrylic. You can use any acrylic, especially if you're on paper. If you're on fabric but not going to stitch, you can use any acrylic. I like these Artistic Artifacts paints. They're pretty thick, and you want a thick paint. If you use a thinner paint, you'll get more of a watercolor look, so you can try just about anything and get lots of experiment and play. So on my screens, they come pre-taped, and it always says top, and that is the top of the screen. So one side of the screen is kind of smooth and shiny. The other is textured and scratchy. You want to print from the textured and scratchy side. If you can print on this side, it will just wear down the design faster. That's all being relative though, because I've printed like 300 of the same design, and it didn't really, you know, I'm still using the screen. So, and I use them in my classrooms where they get really abused, and the worst thing that happens is paint dries in them. So you do want to clean them pretty quickly. Today I just have a couple baby wipes here because I don't have water in my studio. So, and the top usually indicates where I've left a little extra room for you to put your paint. So you just be liberal in your paint. You can always go back in the jar unless you're mixing colors. And I use an old gift card. You can use just about anything, old room key. And you want to hold your screen at the top and pull down at a slight angle. It's not 45 degrees, it's not 90, I don't know exactly what it is. One day I should measure it. And then pull it up and you have your text there. And this one is not really meant to be legible. It's because it's so small. Now, you don't ever want to go back and forth. You just want to go one direction with your pull so that you don't smear it, unless you're looking to smear it. Now this is a little flower, and this screen is much narrower, so you don't want to pull this one this way because the card is bigger than the actual screen and you won't get a clean print. So you put the paint at the top. Yeah. Turn your card the other way and pull down. And you want to hear that nice scrapey sound. Put the paint back in. You can see I've got it everywhere already. I'm pretty messy. And then we've got the screen of that. I'm going to put baby wipes on these so that they can stay moist while I finish the video so we can go. Oh, let me show you with this one. So I've got a little bit of gray paint here. It's kind of mucky gray paint. Let's see if I have another spatula. I don't know what this is going to look like because this gray is kind of yucky. But you don't have to clean your screen in between pulls if you don't mind mixing your colors. I do that a lot to get a nice color variety. So that really kind of obliterated all the red. The other way you can do it is to put the gray at the top, color number 1, and then put some of color number 2 at the top. Gray and red I don't think are a very good combination, but I didn't think about this ahead of time. And then I'm just going to pull it with the 2 colors. Yeah, you still can't see the red, but it does work like on these. So I just put the gold and the green both at the top of the screen and pulled down. And I think I have another video somewhere that will show you exactly that. Now when I mix paint, I don't put it back into the bin. So that's kind of the basic idea of how these work. You're limited by the size of screen that the machine will take. So the biggest width is 9 inches. 9 inches wide. Well, it really has to be like 8.5 wide. And if you get much past 14 inches, it gets really awkward to use. You can put it on a plastic screen that helps with the bigger ones, but I tend to my biggest ones are 9 by 14, and mostly I use those personally. I've used a few like on pillows, some of the bigger ones that are fun. I'll see if I have any pictures of those. So that's kind of the basics of how you use it, and I will get to the other videos of more techniques.